Hi and welcome to this nPro video tutorial. In this video, I will show you a few tips and tricks how you can use nPro best way. Let's dive into it and I will share the tool. So I will create a new project to show you the things. I will select a district as a project type and then click on create new project. The first thing I want to show you is that you can actually change the columns of the table. So if you don't want to show the floor area, for example, you can deactivate this option. You can change what you want to see. If you activate peak loads, then the table also shows the peak loads in kilowatt and not only the annual demands. You can also switch between the energy demand and energy imported by the buildings. So the energy demand is really the demand of the space heating and domestic hot water demands. The energy imported by the buildings from the heat network can be different to the demands. So if you have a fifth generation heat network, then the import would not be the same as the actual demand. So the second thing I want to show you is the district-wide changes. If you click on this button, then you can change settings of the buildings, of multiple buildings with only one click. So you can, for example, say domestic hot water, and maybe you want to change the supply temperature from 60 to, I don't know, 55 degrees Celsius. Then you can say apply it to two buildings. And the two buildings that were selected here on the left-hand side are now changed regarding the supply temperature. The third thing I want to show is in the Energy Hub. So if you have your energy system configuration selected, you can then say maybe you want to make a screenshot from it, and maybe you don't want to have the technologies in the background. Then you can click on this symbol here, and then they will disappear, and you can make your image or screenshot from it. Then I would like to show you how you can model electricity prices. So normally you would use a constant electricity price, which is then constant over the entire year. But you can also select profiles. So if you want to analyze the flexibility of your system and the profile of your electricity price is fluctuating, then you can click here on the upload button and then upload your own electricity price profile. The same can be done for the feed-in of electricity. If you normally the optimization determines the cost optimal system, but maybe you want to have other options here. So you can click on settings, and there you can select the optimization target. So this can be costs, that's the default value, but you can also have multi-objective optimization, and then you get multiple solutions between the cost optimal solution and solutions which have lower CO2 emissions. You can also determine the CO2 optimal system, so the system with the lowest CO2 emissions, and the system that has the lowest electricity import from the grid. Sometimes that's interesting to analyze. If you want to model as hydrogen as CHP, that's sometimes interesting. In some systems, you cannot use these options here because you have biomass, biogas, and natural gas, but you can use a fuel cell here, for example, and say that the fuel cell is not only generating electricity, but also heat. So if I click on the fuel cell, you can activate waste heat recovery, and then you can define the percentage of heat that is generated, and then hydrogen is used to generate electricity and heat at the same time, which is then basically a CHP unit. There's one other option which is often interesting. So if I activate the boiler, for example, but that's possible for all heat generation technologies. So if you click on the boiler, where do we have it here? biogas boiler. And on the right-hand side, you have the operation restrictions. And you can define new restrictions. For example, that the boiler is only operated during certain times where the ambient air temperature is has a certain level, or when the heat demand is low or high. And you can also say in the center column, you can say the boiler should not cover more than, for example, 40% of the heat demand, of the annual heat demand. And this would then be taken into account when sizing the technologies. So the last thing that I want to show you is the possibility to change the colors of the plots. So if we click here on edit user data, you find the button edit color scheme. If you click on it, you can change the colors of the of all plots of the software. So maybe you want to directly download the plots and use them in your presentation or your report. Then it can be helpful to just change it to the colors of your institution, university, or company. All right, thank you very much. If you have questions, please let me know in the comments, and we will try to answer them. Thank you very much for your attention, and yeah, see you next time.